Hello everyone, this is Jasmine from Jazz Draws Art, and I am back again with my final drawing my favorite Christmas movies video. And of course, my last one is The Grinch, and specifically Jim Carrey's Grinch. I do love the animated one as well, like the original from the 60s. The new animated one, I don't think it's bad, but it just feels kind of off to me. Like, it's cute and all, but it doesn't really feel quite like the Grinch. But to each their own. If you like that one the best, then power to you. You're allowed to like what you like. Now I love Jim Carrey's Grinch. I went to go see this in theaters. My family, I loved it so much that when it came out on video, my parents bought it for me and gave it to me, and I was thrilled. I absolutely love Jim Carrey. Also, shout out to him because he's Canadian, so I absolutely love that. He's my favorite comedian, and so watching him in The Grinch, it makes it absolutely hysterical to me. I quote lines from this movie quite a bit throughout the year with my family, but this is the one that I would say that if I don't watch this, it doesn't feel like Christmas to me. 100% I have to watch The Grinch. I try and make sure that I watch it every year, and I usually save it for last if I'm only going to watch it once, but of course most times I end up watching it more than once. I just have to make sure that I watch it, or Christmas just doesn't feel the same without it. It cracks me up. Now, I just want to get it out there. I was, again, having some troubles with my software. It was slowing down, and I'm going to have to see if I can fix that because it was really inhibiting me from drawing. So this drawing was actually done in an hour, maybe even slightly under an hour. Because I just kept going back and having to go over things because it was going kind of slow and it was lagging and it was driving me crazy. That's why I didn't do 100% details in it, but I still think you get the gist. I think you can tell definitely from a mile away who this is. I do think his expression that I didn't quite match up with the photo reference I was using. That's okay. It's good enough. It's Christmas time. Let's just be charitable and say that it's good enough. I don't think there's a Christmas movie out there that makes me laugh quite as hard as I do at this, maybe other than National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which I also love to watch. And the other movie that I wanted to do like an honorable mention or a shout out to that I didn't get to do because I started doing this series late is Elf with Will Ferrell. I wanted to do that one. I didn't have time. Otherwise, it would have been Santa Claus, then Elf, then Home Alone, then The Grinch. But The Grinch has always just been number one for me since I can remember seeing it. It was always just something that I remember coming inside on a cold winter's day after playing outside and, snowball fights, snow forts, all that. Coming inside, having some hot chocolate or some soup, sitting down and turning this movie on was just the pinnacle of my childhood at Christmas time. I always loved my Christmas movies. My favorite thing is to sit by my tree with the lights on and just sit in the room lit by the tree and to watch a movie with some snacks or to read a book. So this is definitely in my wheelhouse. I absolutely love this, and it was actually kind of fun to draw something that's not human because I used to, for a long time, draw only animals, and then I draw like anthropomorphic animals, kind of like Zootopia kind of thing, because it was my segue into drawing better for humans. It kind of helped me because animals made more sense to me because that's what I had practiced for so long because I loved to draw cats as a kid. So when I got older, drawing this, it's kind of like the worlds colliding again because obviously he's not an animal, but he has like, hair, a lot of hair, kind of like fur. He's furry. And he's an outlandish color, and he's like the most comical face, hilarious face that you can have. And like, it's slightly terrifying, but you can't really take him seriously if you've seen the movie. You know that it's too funny. I had so much fun when my programs weren't being slow drawing this. It was an experience for me to kind of do an actual speed paint. I know I often call whatever drawings I post on here speed paints because I speed up the video process. But in college, I used to do half-hour speed paints where we were given a prompt, we'd find a picture or whatever, reference or whatever, and you would have to draw that and then have the timer on for 30 minutes and just draw, see how much you can get done. And if you do that as a warm-up, it helps you actually see things and put things down quicker, make quicker decisions, and it helps you get like better faster, kind of, in a way, because it's like training. You gotta do this in a certain amount of time. And this wasn't in half an hour, but by like the half-hour point, I was basically more than halfway done. And by the time it was an hour, I only had to add maybe some texture to it. So I think this was a good exercise for me, actually. And it did come out pretty good. I am very happy with how it came out. I know it's not super clean and super rendered, but I think it's more fun sometimes to not have your art look exactly like your reference photo. I'm not saying photorealism isn't great, because people that can do that, oh my word, I don't even know how you can do that, but props to you. But doing things yourself, I kind of like to walk the line between stylize and semi-realism. So I'm kind of right in the middle, because I want it to look like the person I'm drawing or the thing I'm drawing, so it's realistic enough that you can tell, but stylized enough that you know that it's not real. You can tell it's a piece of art and that it was in my style. It's kind of a tough line to walk and just not screw up, not be too much, because if you make like one part of it too realistic, then you have to do it for the rest of the entire thing. Or if you do something really cartoony, you're like, well, now it doesn't fit and it looks fake, and you don't want to do that either. It's really difficult. But I've kind of turned into this because it makes me happy. It's kind of what makes me feel satisfied. So I enjoy drawing things like this, and also trying out brushes I haven't really used in a long time. I tend to not use pre-made brushes without editing them, like the settings first. So this is a fur brush, like a hairy brush. It's called Sir Harry the Third or something. It has weird names. Anyway, I use that for all the fur collar and the hat, and getting some texture in there. And I added some gradients and color dodge to certain areas and changed the layers, so like to overlay, so the colors would be more pop and not just super desaturated. I wanted it to be more of an illustration pop art-ish piece, just so like the Grinch really stands out and jumps out at you. And I also used some of my snowflake brushes, which you've seen me use in the past couple videos. I found out that I have ones that don't just look like dots, but actually are like real snowflakes. Somebody took pictures of snowflakes under a microscope and turned them into brushes, and I've been using them. Absolutely wonderful. I highly recommend it. It's hard to make it look good, but I just like to use it as a finishing little polishing element. Kind of like, it's Christmas, so just add some snow and it kind of makes the rest of the piece feel Christmassy. I don't enjoy snow myself, but for art, I think it looks nice. It's hard to make it look good, but when you can, it just looks perfect. And so, as you can see here, I'm just adding a little bit of like extra texture, a little bit of extra hair with just a regular round brush. and blending in what I can and just defining little things that I think need it last minute. Well, I'm uploading this on Christmas Eve, the 23rd, so Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of you, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Here's the finished piece. Alright, you guys, make sure to like this video for more art content and to subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!